Libra or Libra cross watcher, this is going to be for you guys. And the message today is centered around something I was picking up on along the lines of, with great delicacy and precision, it is inevitable that one will achieve their desire. So, with great delicacy and precision, it is inevitable that one might accomplish or achieve their desire. In this sense, it can also go negatively. While it sounds rather positive, uplifting, encouraging, go after your dreams, go after your goals, don't give up. This can also, on the adverse side, be an individual who seeks something out of, whether they're aware of this or not, out of their own selfishness. Perhaps this is an individual here who would do anything in order to gain or regain something. Take any measures. And that is actually more what I'm feeling. Although, yes, it is beautiful and you can apply this in any way. Of course, only take what you feel really resonates with your soul. And this may not even be you. This could be another person. And in fact, I think for a lot of you it is, but it can always be reversed. Where it's likely that someone here is considering it or is currently doing it or has done it in the past, taken absurd measures to control a situation, maybe to control how other people view you, maybe to control how you are perceived or seen, maybe to get in your head a little, whether they manipulated energy, whether they created a narrative about you, or maybe there was a less nefarious tone to it. Perhaps someone here has, is, or will try to summon you in some way as if you're an entity to be conjured. Try to reel you in, bring you in. Now, if you are aware of this, like you were asked for your consent, or perhaps you were in a relationship and you and said individual did a ritual together, a love spell together, things like that, that's different. But this is something that I feel an individual thirsts for, desires, wants, craves, almost like this hunger, but it is in an unhealthy way. Something here is chaotic. She's eating, by the way, if you hear that crunching, that's my granddoggy eating. Something is chaotic, and what that is has been birthed within an individual, like deeply, as if it's been carried for quite a while, like a pregnancy. I mean, this is something that's been, it's become an obsession, whether it's obsessive hatred and anger and vengeance that someone seeks, or obsessive desire and lust almost to possess the object of their desires, or to repossess. Perhaps it was possessed at one time. Perhaps you were this person's other half. Either way, with great delicacy and precision, I mean, someone here has spent a great deal of time hyper focused. I'm seeing what is that called? It's a science tool that we use when you use the I can't even think right now. It's literally like my mind has been wiped. Somebody could be clearing things off of a device or something, trying to hide evidence, or I don't know. But anyways, is that like a not a magnifying glass, you know what I'm talking about? And you can see organisms under it. Let's see. I have to look it up. Microscope. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, exactly. Like someone's been paying very close attention. When you get in a microscope and you start getting down into that, you can see everything. You can see things that the naked eye can't see. I mean, you can't hide. This is this individual here. There's an individual here present in this message that either you need to know about, or I'm picking up on you yourself, where if whoever I'm picking up on, if they don't have malicious intent, then it wouldn't matter. But I also do feel that here, so I have to say it, because with this microscope energy, you do have an individual like taking on this, maybe even acting as a microscope, hiding. And I'm also taking note of the fruit flies flying around right now. They're back. They were here last year, and now they're back again. And I'm getting like almost this monitoring spirit, like someone who is closely monitoring like an object of their desire, whether it is a desire to obliterate someone's reputation, or is it desire to have them, keep them, make them theirs, pull them in. It's like a hunter, really. I think of a hunter, I see a hunter or a fisher. You will wait as long as you have to wait. You will observe quietly even. You yourself will become almost invisible so as to not be detected, so that you can achieve whatever goal it is that you so desire. And desire is the key word here. Desire is stronger than a liking or than even a hankering. It almost becomes the person. Desire can also be translated, depending on how it is used, as obsession. It's just like a weapon. It isn't the weapon itself that is necessarily a murderer, but the person who operates it. It isn't desire itself that is necessarily a warning, as it is the person who is possessing this desire. It's stronger than a need. It's much more potent than a want. Microscopes are tools used in various methods to magnify the microscope world to better understand the scientific phenomenon. Microscopes are used in biology to study cells, tissue, and other substances. There are many different types of microscopes. 3 of interest that are used commonly by scientists and are optical microscope, the scanning probe microscope, and the electron microscope. Microscopes may seem like an everyday science classroom tool, but they are an important part of many branches of science and have led to amazing discoveries throughout history. So whatever spectrum or whatever line of energy that whoever I'm picking up on is coming from, whether they do have cruel intentions, or whether it is or started out as harmless desire, harmless attraction, either way, either end of the road that these individuals find themselves on, because I'm picking up on different groups, they have spent a great deal of time, again, to reiterate, studying whatever it is that they have put under their microscope. It's a person. Unless, which of course, for a smaller portion of people who may be watching this video, there could be someone here who is just really studying a new language, really interested in going to school, going back to school, learning a new trade or a new skill, taking notes, actual study here, possible reading, brushing up on skills, unless we're picking up on that group of people, which is possible. There's people here watching for that reason, people who are very focused on learning, and they have been for quite some time, and they're getting there. To those, I would say, keep going. You are achieving amazing things. Again, with great delicacy and precision, it is inevitable that one might accomplish or achieve their desire. So, repetition, don't give up, take care of yourself, and study and practice as much as you possibly can. But to all others, it feels like maybe you should just be a little careful of your surroundings, or just be aware. Some of you, it's not necessarily your physical surroundings as much as it can be the internet. If it's not specifically targeted to you, this could be the internet in which younger ones in your life are involved with, are on. There could be individuals on there who you would probably rather them not have access to these younger individuals, because they are incessantly concerned and almost overly curious about a person that they have their eye on. There's definitely a tool that someone is using here, like a tool outside of their own, or maybe more than one, a tool that someone is using to be able to view any tool. Think about it. It could be binoculars, it can be a camera, it can be a microscope, it can be the internet, fake accounts, it can be incognito tabs, it can be tarot, divination, scrying, doing it themselves, having others do it. It can be private investigators. Now, there could be someone being watched. Maybe they've been involved in something that they might later regret. If that's the case, it's highly possible here. That could definitely be it. We could have someone who's been staking, almost like staking an individual out. That's possible. It could be someone you guys know, Libra or cross-watcher. You don't have to be a Libra watching this, but definitely someone's being watched, and they absolutely are using a medium, some sort of medium. When I said medium, I thought of a person. They could be using other people also. It could be like a group task, It's something that helps them better to connect to be able to receive the information that they need from a target, or let's say a desired target. The desire has to be placed in there because that is very pertinent to the story. Desire here, it can't be left out. That's like leaving the flour out of dough. Desire here is highly present. It's almost uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. Maybe it's uncomfortable the long hours that somebody has spent obsessing or working. If it's not obsession, maybe it's someone actually doing their job, you know, working on gathering information from an individual. Some of you, I think it's you, they're gathering information about. What for? I don't know. And I don't think this is like a fear mongering, like don't be afraid, you know. I think it's just to be aware, to be on alert, to know, or someone around you. Maybe you need to tell someone to be on alert. I'm hearing this is not something to mess around with, or this is not something to play with. If this is individuals, or one in particular who may have others involved at this point, at least one other, or is definitely using a medium or several different mediums. Mediums can be anything. A microscope can be a medium. A microscope can be a bridge between the two worlds here in order to gather the information that is desired. There goes that word again. If individuals here are doing something with an evil intent, this is probably a message to them that, almost like a warning, to stop. If this is individuals, or an individual that is using mediums and possibly other people, that doesn't necessarily have evil intentions, but they don't understand that what they are doing is affecting or trying to affect and bend the free will of another, they are also being warned to stop. I'm hearing they've been given ample amount of time. But this could also change. If this is an individual or a company or a firm or something like that, if this is a SWAT or a team or an organization that is viewing, watching, staking an individual or also another organization of people, they are the warning. The warning is they are. The beauty of this message, though, because there's always like some sort of beauty even in messages like this, is that there is a level of protection here. There is a level of protection. So the majority, I think, especially for the ones who are not doing any type of careful, delicate, precision viewing, I think they're doing it through the internet. So it's not necessarily like a neighbor. Doesn't mean it's not, though. It's not necessarily somebody at work. It also doesn't mean it's not, though. But the majority, I feel that's the protection, is that they're not necessarily close enough to do any physical harm. And in the other case, if there is like a, I don't know, private eye, detectives, officers, anyone who their actual job is to take the, I guess, the bad guy off the streets, if you will, or, you know, take the bad guy out, bad girl out, whatever. They're doing their job, and they are the protection. They are coming in to protect. This is why they've been gathering the information that they've been gathering. This is why they've been careful. They're trained. There was something I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I remember. This is interesting to admit, but recently I just got on to playing Roblox with my kids. Yep, I'm not even really a gamer. I can watch people play games. I kind of like watching people play games, actually. It's kind of like, I don't know, especially games that tell a story, like God of War, games that are like a movie to watch. I can sit back and just, it's like just watching, again, like a movie or something, or a series, a television show. But anyway, they do have me into Roblox now. I really like it. In fact, there's 3 games on there specifically that I'll play with them. We'll just all sit in the same room and play the games together in the same server. And they taught me something, that you can actually spy on people in Roblox. Like people you know, your friends and stuff. You can go into whatever online game they're on or something. I don't really know how that works yet. I'm new at it. But you can just sit there, and they were like, yeah, you could just be there, and they won't even know that you're there, because they don't know that you're in the server unless they're looking for it, but you're just watching them play a game. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, I didn't understand. You got to be on these games with your kids, because you just don't even know. I'm like, wow. And then some of the people that write in those comments, I'm like, oh man, there was actually one yesterday, and they got reported because I was like, this is not a kid. There's no way this is a kid. And the things they were saying, there was even a little girl on the game who told the person to stop, that he was making her uncomfortable, and he just kept on and on and on. And I'm like, okay, these games are fun, but this is kind of, but anyway, I'm thinking of that now. That has everything to do with this message. Me sensing that someone is quietly, delicately, gently, strategically observing an individual. And I can't get rid of these gnats now. They're just like flying everywhere. Gnats, fruit flies, whatever. That's not a coincidence. It's like buzzing around. It certainly feels like monitoring spirits are present, which you can always transmute that energy and turn it into something that works in your benefit. But I think, here to make someone aware of it now, make someone aware. Or if you're like not feeling this is for you, this could honestly be for a younger person around you, and you may want to check their games. You just may want to check their games and make sure that everything's kosher and good to go. Because there's a clear obsession here for the majority of people I'm picking up on. There's a clear evolved desire for a particular individual, unless there's a profession, somebody doing it for a profession, you know, which somebody could still be doing something for a profession but abusing their authority. That's possible. That's what I've got for this message. I think we're done with this one. I'm not getting anything else, but for whoever needed this, hopefully it helped, just to kind of make you more alert. Some of you, it's the very people that I would say you talk to on a regular. It doesn't mean you see them. Maybe you're too busy. That's for another smaller group of you, but for some of you, you know these people, as in you talk to them regularly, or regularly enough, but you don't see them for whatever reason, or you don't see them often, hardly ever at all, or you haven't seen them in a long time. Some of you, this is someone you don't talk to at all. you've never spoken to. Some of you, this is an individual that you have some type of history with. Some, it's like I said, a complete stranger. But yeah, so we're going to leave it there. Thank you guys for being here with me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.